Well, hello friends, Joseph here. Welcome back to some Hearthstone as we are back with our trusted and true Dragon Priest deck here that we are... I'm really having a whole ton of fun with. Oh, that's a really bad opponent. I wonder if the microphone just blew up on everyone, and I apologize if it did. I'm going to take the heal here. I will actually edit out those 2 seconds so that you don't hear the microphone pop. Oops. But this deck is something of a weird anomaly. There's no real early game. There's lots of reactive early game with things like Potion of Madness. And I might start playing a deck actually with Stonehill Defender. Surprisingly OP. We're just going to go slow here. There's no need to rush. There's also no need to draw anymore. Draconoid OP wins games, so we're just going to go ahead and play that. This also allows us to coin this out for next turn and then do shenanigans, which is great. That's fine. Elemental Shaman that we're coming up against has one discovered card right out here that we'll try and keep track of. Oh my. Oh my. So the thing is, now our opponent's going to have to be dealing with... do we have any elementals? If we have our Lyra and our Radiant Elementals, actually. Blaze Caller's kind of OP, so we'll go ahead and take that. Do I want to attack in? I don't know that it buys me any... Maybe it buys me something, but I'm not going to do it, so that's fine. Calamos, yeah, Calamos is an issue. We're not really able to deal with them directly. But the great thing is right now we're going to go for another Draconoid OP and just start putting on an amount of pressure that our opponent's not going to really be able to deal with, because not many people can really deal with many Draconoid OPs one after another. Oh, this could be good. Okay, that could be good. Let's go for the Discover first. We're going to save the Priest of the Feast for if we need to heal or just for fun stuff later. Jade Lightning's probably absolutely the best. We'll deal with it later though. How many cards do we have? We have 9. Okay, so we are going to have to start playing some cards and not continuing to discover. It's also good. We're going to get a huge Twilight Drake. I think one of the only things that I'm sure there's lots I want to do to change this deck to make it better. But one of the things that I want to do to make it better... 3-6, that's okay. How do we do this now? Oh, how do we do this? Top deck Shadow or Death? Oh no, we have to play this first. Into a 4, so that's not the best. But we need to get this Dragon activation while we still can. We could look for a Shadow or Death this way, actually. We could play it completely different. We could play this completely differently, because if we get a Shadow or Death off of Shadow Visions... Which, wait, I should know how many spells there are in my deck. There's Potion of Madness, Powered Shield, Pain, and Death. And I only have one... Oh, and then the Shadow Visions, but I have both of them. So there's a good chance that I get it on my first try. There it is. That makes the game a little bit different, I think. We do it this way. So we do this, and then we attack in this way. Obviously, we can just, and we could just get hit with a Maelstrom Portal, which obviously is no good. But, you know, that's kind of a forced usage of resources from our opponent that they probably otherwise wouldn't want to. Yeah, that's fine. Not that they're going to get much AoE value off of us, to be honest. Simply because our deck's not really built that way. This is okay. This is probably just our opponent setting up for another big turn next turn, which is also, you know, it's cool. It happens. And there's a real Shadow or Death, so that's kind of cool. I'm kind of interested in going for Dragon Discover right now, just to see what we can get. Ysera is what we always take. And now the question is, do we Potion of Madness to kind of get rid of these? Yeah, I think we do. I think we do simply for hand size right now, because this isn't really getting us anything. And I love the idea of having our opponent not have much on board, especially when, you know, I play this deck a lot. I'm sure I have lots of videos. Go ahead, check them out. Links at the end of the video. I'm not going to do a thing in the middle of the video. But there's the good chance that their opponent's running Flame Tongue Totem. So there's a Hex. That's beautiful. Now if we can lure out one more Hex, we're in business. Oh, that's unfortunate. Although we've got a great answer in a Jade Lightning. The question is just how do we want to do this? And I think we'll just go... Whoa. We will go Priest of the Feast, not because we really care about the healing, not because we really care about anything, but just simply because we want the stronger body on board. And I am going to attack into the into the Wrath of Air totem, just to make it a little bit weaker so it doesn't get any free kills with the Flame Tongue totem. Because we are expecting that to come down. And there's still a Discovered Calamos card in here somewhere. And I believe a Stonehill Defender as well. So maybe our opponent just took massive... Oh, that hurts. Yeah, see, that's why we want to get rid of that Wrath of Air ASAP. Because to be fair, eventually these Jades will start becoming a very, very big problem for us. That's a good pain target. Although, do we just throw out Ysera or do we try and bait it out? Do we try and bait out a little bit more? Oh, this is too bad. This is too bad. What can we steal from Elemental Shaman? We're going to have to think about that for a second. I think we're going to think about it by playing a Curious Glimmer route. Maybe stealing a Aya? Aya would be best. Okay, so it's obviously Fire Ellie. I barely even looked at the other ones. I mean, we've seen it, so it doesn't matter, right? 3, 4, 5. We could play it right now. Or we could go do this and play a little bit slower. And I'll buff this way. Who do we want to get rid of? I guess we'll get rid of the totem, but then we still get rid of the spell power. Because spell power is more important than a 1-1 to me at this point. And it's more important for our opponent. I think that's more important. And this is also beautiful because it activates the Blaze Caller, which is just going to be fantastic. Oh, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pretty good. These are going to be things that our opponent is now not going to really have a good time dealing with. 3, 6, 9. And we're going to hang on to the Shadow Visions now for if and when we finally get our Lyra, because that's going to combo very nicely. And we have actually now both Potion of Madness. That's fine. That's an easy free kill for us. That's unfortunate. The question is, do we want to apply some pressure? And I think the answer is yes, actually, because this is our only time that we're going to have to activate this. And it's a 7 and this is a 6, so we're not even super weak. Oh, and let's save the health, actually. Now the only question is, do we want to play into a devolve? Or at least I should say into a potential devolve, because we don't know what our opponent's really doing here. No, I think we can hang. Volcano? No, Volcano still clears the board. I'll give our opponent a little bit of a heal and just say go. We're not in too much of a rush. I think we're going to win through either ridiculous Lyra things, or at least into Shadow Visioning multiple packs. At least that's what I'm expecting. Or Ysera. Or if our opponent does play a Hex sooner than later, we just get to Ysera and win that way. That's okay. The opponent's done pretty well with their Wrath of Air totems. Oh, wow. Lots of AoEs. Lots and lots of AoEs from our opponent. That's good. Not that we have really the ability to build up a big board. Can we do anything awesome? Can we do awesome things? Yeah, we can steal that. That's actually a great one to steal. Another question is, do we want a Talon Priest or just heal for 2? And do we want a Potion of Madness? I think we save this for Lyra for sure. And we can save... Radiant Elemental doesn't get us anything. Is it better to get the extra minion on board? And I think, again, we go slow. And this time we get rid of the spell power for sure. And this, again, this just continues to be applying pressure to our opponent that we hope they don't have good answers for. They're running out of resources, down to 3 cards. Maybe looking for more spell power. Oh, that was scary. That was scary just because if our opponent did roll a spell power, I was really expecting, you know, something big to be coming out of that. I'm very tempted to just steal the draw. We deny our opponent the draw, I think, at this point. I think that's a really big thing that we want to be doing. Dragonfire Potion, great. And I think at this point we will play into a little bit. No, this time we will do it this way. Keep the health where we want it. We'll heal up our Fire Ellie here, and we'll keep our opponent's resources low. We have lots of removal, and if we need to search for something, if we need our last Shadow or Death or another Shadow or Pain, we got it. Oh, that's so bad. That's from Servant of Calamos? That is awful. Okay, well that's just a simple well played then. Yeah, that was a horrible discover from our opponent. That's too bad. That happens sometimes. Maybe if they'd gotten something a lot better, this game would have kept going. But that's alright. On to the next one. Oh, and this is looking like we are going to have an excellent start to this game. No doubt about it. Our opponent played the Kindly Grandmother. And if you haven't seen this before, what you want to do is you want a Potion of Madness, Kindly Grandmothers. And then Hunters have horrible, horrible starts to their games. Obviously, there can still be buffs that are happening on this to cause problems, but this is such a strong start for us. A lot of Hunters will have a hard time coming back from this. Obviously, look, our opponent's still going to go clear the board. Kind of, a type of clear the board. And we have a second Potion of Madness. We are in excellent shape right now. And the question is, do I want to heal? Or, no, wait, never mind. I was going to say, do I want to heal and draw? Never mind. We need to be doing it this way. And we'll heal face, and we say go. That's 2 Kindly Grandmothers that we've stolen here. Just absolutely ridiculous that our opponent had both. And we mulliganed 100%. In this matchup, we mulligan 100% for Potion of Madness. That's basically our win. Our win condition is exactly Potion of Madness. That's actually kind of scary. That's actually really bad for us. Ooh, how do we want to do this? Do we want to draw, or do you just want to start going big? And I think because, honestly, our opponent still can be doing horrible things, I think we do kind of want to go big. And I don't just mean a little big. I mean, like, basically the biggest that we can with Draconoid OP activated. Beasts have charge, adapt. We'll just go with a charge next turn in the event that we need to. We're going to leave this. I don't think our spell reduction matters as much anymore as our extra attack power. So we'll just go ahead and do this. We'll get rid of that one. And we'll leave this on board. And we have a whole bunch of power. We got 8/8 on board right now, which is an absolute ton. As long as this Discover isn't excellent, we're in business. I mean, that double Potion of Madness start is just absolutely... I mean, it's... Obviously, our opponent still has a chance. If they just drop... Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of AoE right now. That could really, really cause problems for us, but I don't think it's going to. Spoilers. I wonder if you can hear my phone ringing right now. I'm going to ignore it. I hope everyone in the house is willing to do the same for me. If we had Circle, we would obviously just draw our deck right now. I think we're just going to play one and draw. We will get rid of this just simply because this is going to cause problems if it does get buffed. And that's one thing that we do want to avoid. And then we will heal the 5 back up. Shadow or Death, that's nice. And we'll say go simply because we can combo this next turn if Savannah Highmane comes down. If it's just like trading off and then Savannah Highmane, I'm okay with it. If it's Houndmaster, well then we probably have a game. Oh! I mean, we have AoE, that's the thing. We do have the AoE really to deal with this. Oh, brutal. That is really bad actually, isn't it? Oh, it's interesting. Yeah, are they going to leave up our draw mechanic, or are we going to get to... Very interesting. But I think we're fine. Oh, that's just hurtful right now. Attack, I guess attack? I guess it doesn't really matter. But I mean, we need to get rid of this. But the question is, do we care about drawing, or do we just want to throw out another Drac OP? And hopefully continue to crush spirits. Because then there's only 4 on board. A faster play is obviously Tundra Rhino. Because Tundra Rhino still doesn't allow us to draw. Twilight Drake allows us to draw. And maintain this on board. Although we could also play Priest of the Feast. Which would also allow us to draw. And then we can save Draconoid OP for next turn. And then if our opponent does play Savannah Highmane, we still have the death and we're able to kind of clear it off. So I kind of like this play more. So we should have drawn first. Oops. Power Word Shield wouldn't have changed anything. This is fine. And then Power Word Shield combos very, very nicely, obviously, with the Radiant Elemental, because what we're going to be able to do is play it for free. Because we're going to reduce the cost by 1. We play it for free, and everyone's having a laugh. So this is going to have to attack in here. I'm expecting this to take the freebie. Oh my goodness. No minion with 5 or more. Sad for our opponent. Oh, that's not good. That might have to eat our Shadow or Death after all. Plus 3 health. That's definitely a Shadow or Death target. And that's okay. So now we have to look at what else we want to do. And it's going to be a 4 plus a 3. So that's pretty big. No, I think it has to go this way, because we'll save our Dragonfire Potion now for clearing off everything else. Clearing off the big boys, basically. In the event, for if and when, again. We always say this if and when thing. for if and when Savannah Highmane finally gets dropped down. Wow, this is... And the funny thing is, I mean, look at this game. Hunter's actually in a pretty decent spot right now, simply because... Oh, that's terrifying. Oh, that anti-pirate tech. Okay, so now we're very happy with a Dragonfire potion. There's really nothing... There's nothing to lose by Dragonfire potioning right now. And then, I mean, we'll have 2 mana left. We'll just play the Nether Spite, and we'll be fine. And everything got charged. Still not enough to kill the Twilight Drake. Oh, well. Is this enough? Nope. So we'll do it this way. Dragonfire first. Board clear. I'm expecting a concede very soon. Do we even... Malagos? Yeah, we of course Malagos, because Malagos is the most fun card there. That's basically how we chose that. Not because Malagos is going to be strong or good or anything like that, just simply because Malagos is the coolest. And we'll play it next turn basically no matter what. And our opponent's AFK. Now I really wish we had taken that Norse Durmu to make our opponent AFK a little faster, huh? Okay everyone, so I totally hate having to end a video on this sort of sped up AFK opponent type of thing, but everyone knows this really happens. And I think the really cool thing was the beginning of this game with all those Potion of Madness, Potion of Madnai. Is that the way that sort of word works? Either way everyone, thanks for hanging out with me. Feel free to follow along as we continue our push. Maybe not to Legend this season. I don't think I have enough time because of IRL, but that's totally okay. I definitely am going to get to 5 at least. I'm going to continue to play a whole bunch of fun decks. This is one of them. I really enjoy this deck. Having Elise and Lyra shenanigans. I am going to, at rank 10, play Elemental Priest because I think that's hilarious. And maybe Elemental Warlock just because I think it's weird that Warlock is doing absolutely nothing on the ladder when it has such a strong hero power. But we'll see. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with me, everyone. I'll see you next time. Keep your stick on the ice.